We're running a little early.
It's 2 after.
Okay, call this Harbor Commission regular meeting to order. February 9th, 2022. Randy, you want to do a roll call?
Randy Craig,
Here.
Max Weiss,
Here.
Ken Jones,
Here.
Mike Babbitt,
Here.
Krista Hoover. Yeah.
Well, full house. Good to see everybody. Take a motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda. Second.
Any opposed? Agenda's been moved, seconded. Minutes, we got the minutes from last time here.
Move to approve the minutes for January 12th, 2022.
Second.
Anybody have anything, changes or anything on the minutes? Anybody opposed to passing the minutes as written? None. Communications by visitors, 3 minutes each. Harbor Masters report.
All right, so weekly harbor project meetings, Sam Curtis, Mark Keller, and Robin. Robin's with Solstice, she's doing the permitting, get the permitting for the marine mammal permitting, all that. So. Why? No one on the phone. Oh, is it? I didn't know.
All right. Didn't realize that. All right, so we had the weekly meeting, as we usually do. Mark, Curtis, Sam, and Robin Solstice. She's the one, like I said, is working on all the marine mammal stuff, getting that permitting going, which is, like I said, that's about a 9-month wait on permitting. So, doing that. And then we met with Mike Fisher at Northern Economics, Curtis and I. Mike is doing a rate study for the harbor. So we'll go through all the stuff, all the rates, and see where we're at, where we should be, where we can be, and see how that works out. And then R&M's been selected to do the engineering services and geotech study. So they're going to put together the geotech here and also work with us on the RFP for the actual design and everything. So putting that together, and then that will go out to bid, and whoever gets that gets it. So we worked on flyers for the Proposition 1 on the ballot, which is the one for the clean water loan. DC. I had a booth at the expo, not the expo yet, at the bazaar. I don't know, 30 plus some odd people stopped by, asked questions. Everyone seemed pretty positive about it. I had a big map of the project we're doing and also example of Valdez's drive down dot, so people could see that. So everyone, like I said, everyone seemed to be in favor in it. So move some snow. Talking to NVE on partnership for the South Harbor project. See if we can get them to pony up with us to finish that Uplands bulkhead. So because that's going to be that's going to end up being a phase 2 since we don't have the money to do it. So. I guess the talks, I haven't talked to them personally, but those at City Hall have, and it sounds positive that they're going to do something with us, so.
And they're still on board for ladders?
That went away a long time ago. That's just going to be in the big whole thing of put ladders in when we redo the harbor, so, yeah. Let's see. Not much going on with the lift. We're waiting on Jerry to get our sliders so they move so we can adjust the straps back and forth. And then John Hutchins will be the new harbor ops supervisor, hopefully, as long as he gets here. He's driving here right now from Indiana. He used to work at the water department, left for a couple of years and decided he wanted to be back in Cordova. So. Let's see. Water supply at the harbor was frozen. Just the other day it unfroze itself. So we got water back in there. Worked on some electrical issues. Cleaned around the dumpsters, security for Sampson, monthly invoices, and then the admin fee is $216, $726 is what we're paying this year to the city. Council meetings, everything else, and then I had a couple other things I added that happened this week. So we found out the Harbor Reserve has more money than in it, 2.2 million. So, and Dean, the guy was here before, a couple times ago. He's on contract to help us with the audits and everything else, and he figured it out in 2.2. So,
But it's still not invested separately.
no, and we actually talked to a few people, they are working on that, investing it separately, so. And then yesterday, we had R&M Consultants, we had a kickoff meeting with them. Like I said, those are the ones that are gonna work in engineering and geotech, just a meeting with them, trying to get things ironed out, what we need, what they need from us, information. And then tomorrow, we have a raise grant kickoff meeting. With the raise grant people to figure out when we can get funding, when we can start pulling funding, what we can use it for, so. Yeah,
R&M out of Juneau?
I think so. I think they are.
I
don't remember,
Anchorage too.
They've done an awful lot of projects in Alaska, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they did, I don't know if they were the upland side of Valdez's, and they just did a job over in Seward. So, yeah. Yep, and I think that's it on there. Of anything new, at least.
Okay, thanks, Tony. We got new business. We have the draft South Harbor project schedule.
So this is a very aggressive schedule. And we know there is a possibility we can't meet it, but we're shooting for it right now. With the hopes that we get in line before everyone else and all the extra money starts rolling into Alaska, that we can get in line before everyone else. The plan is to start this fall. So if everything goes good, we can get the money, start pulling money out of it, whether it's the raise or the tier or our account, which our account won't cover much, but we've also considered a line of credit for IBO, the people that do our money, the city's money, is a line of credit through them if possible, which we will talk to them about that, so. So, yeah, we're hoping 4 months for the most of the major everything, get it done, docks in, and then, of course, it'll be wrap up, maybe a little spot checks and fixing a few other things, and then maybe some final wiring. Oh, I did forget my report that tomorrow we also have a meeting with CEC, to see what they can help out with, so, in the project, but yeah.
I've got a question, but it's not, basically it's on a, it says you're 3 million short, but you're only trying to get 2.
What's that?
Short 3 million, but what you're going for is 2 on the,
Yeah, we need 2 more. We can fund the rest with our account.
that's what I was wondering,
Yeah.
because it says you're short 3, yeah, so, okay.
Did that reserve account include fish tax revenues that have been collected over the last 2 years?
I am kinda sure, which I need to talk to Dean to get 100%. I believe some of it's in there, but they did start separating that account like last year, so I don't know if that is in another account this year's or last year, however you want to put
Yeah.
it, but, so that is something I have to check on.
Well,
But
they haven't even collected the money for 2021 yet from the processors.
that's true, so.
And that's gonna be a lot bigger than we expected.
But yeah, I need to get the details on it, but just that we have more than we thought is better, but yeah.
Seems aggressive.
It's very aggressive.
Good luck.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's gonna be, aggressive. Getting the boats out, we've talked about that. You know, of course, core fleet is gonna have priority. The plan is to tell everyone you need to get out of the harbor on the south side. First dibs become core fleet, because they have to be in the water, and then work from there, you know, with vessels that are necessary, whether it's oysters or whatever, and then work our way down from that, so. But I think I know we can get all the bow pickers over the other side, you know, especially the core fleet side of it. Tenders are gonna be tough, big tenders especially, so, you know, and we'll haul everyone we can. The thought was, you know, we'll haul as many as we can, as long as people got stands and everything else they need, but we're gonna have to, you know, stack boats in front of boats and down the fairways, down at the shipyard, block everything off. you know, there will be no room to, you know, if that boat's 3 in the back, you're stuck till, you know, April or whatever, so. Yeah.
And are we gonna be comping those lifts?
We haven't decided on how we're gonna do that, whether we do storage comps or something, but we're not gonna comp the stalls, you know, in the harbor, unless someone tells me differently that, but, I mean, you know, 3 months of monthly equals a annual stall. So, I mean, you've already used it for 3 months anyway, so, and if you want your stall back, you know, so. But we haven't figured out what we're gonna do in the shipyard on exactly. I mean, I think we can comp something, at least somewhere. If we're forcing them out, you know. But I mean, you know, there's gonna be people that, the worry is that you do that, everyone's gonna wanna come out, even though they don't really want to, and be like, oh, I can get out of the water and get, you know, even though I was planning on it already, and it's like, how do you make it fair? You know? You know? Because you can't fit everyone down there.
Do you know how many Serbs core fleet boats there are that are gonna need to be prioritized?
And from what I understand on the south side, Kelsey told me it's 25, 30 boats on the south side, which is a good thing, it's not too many. Most of the core fleet's on the other side, so, or it might even be less than that, but, so,
I think there's 60 total or 70 total,
is there?
bow pickers and seiners.
Yeah.
So it's really the seiners.
I think, yeah, the Sanders is gonna be the biggest worry,
Tenders that are gonna
yeah.
squeeze everything.
Because I think even with bow pickers, if we couldn't fit them somewhere, we could make it so they were ready to go in the water. You know, if we place them down at the north ramp or something on trailers and we get someone on notice to get down there and put them in the water for them, you know? I don't know. But, yeah, Sanders and tenders or whatever, they're on core fleet will be a little more difficult.
I don't think there's any tenders on core fleet.
No? Okay.
Just seiners. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, but. Oh, and I did look at hydraulic trailers. They're about $250,000 for a big one, or big enough to do. Small one, there's a few small ones I found, like home builts and stuff, but you know, if you're gonna buy one, you might as well get one that can do something.
250 gets us pretty much whatever we can haul on our
I think it was a 60, 70 ton, I don't remember exactly.
60, 70 tons.
It would
Not
work
a giant
for,
one.
it would work for the seiners though. to
Yeah,
put 'em in
for the most
water.
part,
Would
yeah.
work for this.
I mean, we'd get probably 30% more seiners in the same amount of acreage.
But I mean, you know,
One.
we
But,
don't, I don't see
but
us
we've
having,
got one project that we really needed, and that's,
yeah. And
we
we
call it-
don't really have the money laying around.
we don't really like it. Where, can you take it
Yeah.
back? Yeah, that's a lot for short term.
Have we reached out to anybody in the business community to see if they would be interested in like splitting the cost of one with us or something? Or we buy it and then after the project, sell it to them? They run it?
Yeah.
Because that would sure make it where you could get by with a lot smaller shipyard building if we had one of those trailers.
You know,
There might be.
a trailer would be convenient, but you could do it on airbags. You could roll them in there, back them up. Especially as you're just like stacking them between boats and stuff. But you could. And we have the stuff here in town to do it.
Where are we at with the DMI potential lease? Is there any way to pause that until after this project?
I haven't heard any movement on it.
Okay.
I've not even heard from them for a long time. So, talked to the planner the other day and he has not heard anything from them either, so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's in a long pause right now.
So realistically, we'll have that amount of space to park boats on too.
Yeah, we get rid of the steelhead in the Hannah Cove this year. And the Bold Lady. I didn't see your bid, Kenny.
I didn't bid.
Nobody put a bid on a boat lady yet. Replace the engine.
I was trying to talk some people into it, but was unsuccessful.
It was always the Dolphin Bay and the Wanderer still. in the Hannah Cove.
No, thanks.
Andy's still thinking.
The Three Sisters is got a home?
I just talked to him not too long ago.
Good.
So Dolphin Bay is all the harbor stuff too now?
What's that?
The Dolphin Bay is the harbor, or?
Yeah, we took it over months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he just pulled it out. Basically, the harbor owns a few boats down there then.
Mm-hmm. That we do.
When he's got his fleet.
Too many.
Without having a trailer, do you think we'll be able to fit everybody we need to fit?
I honestly do not know.
Is there a lease option where we return it when we're done? No.
No, it'd be a lot more because it's going to be brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a used one, was $250.
Yeah.
What's the resale market? Like if we bought one for $250, use it for a year and sell it for $250? I mean, I do that kind of stuff all the time, but
Yeah, I don't know. You have to find someone that really needs one.
And it's bulky, getting it out of here, moving it back and forth. It all adds up.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, like I said, I mean, we're going to burn through our savings account doing this project.
With the incidentals.
I mean, just trying to get started here. I mean, the money we're going to spend with geotech and everything else is going to be an enormous amount of money. I mean, at least to us normal people. So, and then trying to procure docks and pilings and everything prior to even being able to pull funding. So,
yeah, I guess we could probably do everything we need to do on a lowboy if we really need to stack some of them in. You can put a sander on a lowboy and block it. Those aren't $250.
Jack them up, or get a crane.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
lift them with.
I mean, there's a point you get to where we can't. I mean, if we can't haul them, we can't haul them.
Oh, what about Cordova Construction's crane? That's not a bad idea. We could stack them closer together with that if we have to.
I don't know what that. Cordova? You
Which
mean
one?
You mean Harris's?
Is that Harris's?
Yeah.
You're talking,
The big crane that's down at the shipyard?
that's
Yeah,
theirs.
I have no idea what that
That's
is.
Low boy and put it down there and lift it with a crane and set it on blocks. You get them within feet.
That's how
How
they
much
used to
did
do
that
it.
lift, so?
I don't know what it lifts. I have no idea.
You know
Yeah.
what that lifts?
No idea. They lift a really, really big engine out of CEC about 3 weeks ago. It's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I just-
lift same boats. No
They
problem.
lift the same.
Yeah, I mean,
boat.
that's how they used to do it here when I was a kid for years before we got this lift, so.
Yeah. They just have to set up a spreader bars and those slings and all that stuff. I don't know. And see if Glenn wants to do it. Glenn, you joker.
Probably wouldn't.
So, yep,
Yeah, well,
it's a lot.
sticking little ones in between big ones is not a big airbag job. That's not. They
Oh, yeah, if you
roll-
can position them right in and then
Yeah,
roll
just
them
set
back
it down
in.
on the road and roll it back. It's not a big deal. And there's enough room between them where you just pull the bag out, put it in the front and run it back. And,
That might be the cheapest option
I
then.
mean, like I said, equipment's here. It's just a little bit of farting around.
Yeah, you get a lot more labor.
But you could stick them in between and you wouldn't be going very far. You'd just be going the length of, you get them as close as you could and then just back, set them down, put them back in. Air them up, block them, especially shallow draft sanders.
Yeah.
Easy. I mean, it'd be real easy.
What about getting some,
Gentle.
what about getting some really long forks for the Samson lift?
Oh, yeah.
They do that down south at shipyards. They use those.
I've
They use
seen
those
them.
all the time.
They got those like big shed. It's like 8 stories tall and just
Stacking them built.
I mean, you could pick up a
Not
42.
sanders.
I know,
Power
but,
boats.
They usually don't stack the sanders. Yeah, I know.
no, but
Marinas, I know what you mean.
yeah, but I've seen it done and they pick them up and they drive around and set them down.
Yeah, those, I don't know what their limit is. They are strong. They're massive.
I mean, like a 38 Ledford going between,
The
you know,
vans hold 40,000
it
pounds.
would work.
Well, hopefully any little boats will go out to the marina.
40
Yeah.
footers, that's for
20
putting them on the
tons.
road.
Yeah, I mean, that, we may
So
just
if
tell
you're
them to
long
go out there.
oversized, they might hold 50 ton, I don't know.
So have we determined what the capacity
Or
is
40,
for
you know,
other
50,000
places?
pounds.
Rather than always worrying about, like, what's the city gonna do for, I mean, what's the capacity out at the marina? What's the capacity out at Orca? What's the capacity other places?
Yeah. Marina has some room, but that would be up to them. That
Well,
we need to talk with Bob.
They could only-
The reason why we got all those 38 Ledfords down here is because they stopped lifting them out
Right,
there.
yeah.
So,
But I think he's back to doing some.
oh, okay.
I don't know
I
exactly.
think there's new winches on that.
Yeah, I know they did
okay.
work on it and everything, and that's why they had stopped, because they,
That would be something maybe
Yeah,
to.
but I don't know how many
include
of
in a
those we
report
really
in the
have.
future. Maybe ask them.
yeah.
I think as far as elsewhere, it's all bow picker stuff.
Right, Orca doesn't have any facilities now for.
They have, well, I mean, they do boat storage already, but I just don't know how much room they have.
Right,
Yeah.
but anything other than
They don't have
a road
bow
access.
picker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have boats.
Has to be
for it.
trailerable.
But they didn't have them ways out there, you can drag them all up on there.
right, no. Shepherd Point, they used to store them out
I
there.
remember going out there and shoveling them boats off every year, 30 or 40 of them,
Really?
stacked up on ways.
Hmm.
Big job.
Yeah. I do need to talk to Sampson about room for storage if they wanted to get into that, but usually they're pretty tight sometimes down there, so, and they start getting their vans in early. You know, people are all in the way, so,
Well, and they'll probably have a bunch of stuff for this
yeah,
project.
exactly. Yep.
Yep.
Again, might not be that useful long-term, but, across the road is one stack of boats.
Soft in there.
If what do we have to do? Put a hardening finish on it?
We'd have to dig it all
We'd
out.
have to fill it? We'd have to dig it all out.
When we looked at it before, when they started cleaning all the pots out and everything over there, we looked at it and it's just so soft that the recommendation was that if we wanted to even consider getting the travel lift itself over there would be to dig it, build it up with rock and then fill it with good fill.
We can't put a cap layer on it, work it.
And it is not technically our land.
State land.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is a lot of right of way in that, so.
Well, then have them put the rock in. God.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it would be nice to tear that out and we could get over there, even at Hillside. I mean, we talked about that. over
It's nice and
over.
sheltered, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else on the schedule? Or draft South Harbor project discussion? We can move on to future harbor and facility projects. Ready to move on? Look into the crystal ball?
I guess just one thing, we're on the teeing off the end of the finger floats, like that's in the
Oh,
plan.
yeah, no,
right?
that's gonna be
Okay,
brought
that's-
up. Yeah, no,
okay,
no,
cool.
I already mentioned it in one of our meetings anyway.
It just
so.
hasn't made it into any of the pictures yet,
No,
so.
no, and that's gonna be, I mean, we're a ways away from that, but in talking to R&M and everyone else, and we know that we're gonna sit down with the Harbor Commission, council's gonna be involved, all that. But no, that was brought up to Mark Keller was that.
But we're gonna have,
And also no wood docks.
an actual drawing of what.
Oh, I thought we already settled on that years ago. We're doing Bellingham Marina.
Well, that's,
It's under our, like,
Yeah.
that's how we've thought about it, but everybody else in the project hasn't yet understood that
I mean,
we're over repairing wood docks.
we don't have 100% of the, I mean, if it comes in $1 million less for wood docks, we may, I don't know. I mentioned to Mark Keller, because there's other options. You could do steel grating with floating tubes underneath, which
I kind of like that.
I do, you don't have to snow blow them. The snow just falls down.
At a minute.
It's not.
It's not good if you drop the keys.
Put a net out on top of them, see what happens.
Ooh,
Yeah.
but it might keep the nets off the docks.
Dutch Harbor has a lot of them. Granted, they don't do a lot of gill netting, but they are nice. Nothing sits on top of them, but yeah, you drop your keys, you're usually gone, or your phone or whatever.
Anything is
Um,
going.
Yeah, so,
Grass doesn't grow up
No, it doesn't.
just
No. Yeah.
That's probably the least expensive option, wouldn't you think? Just, you don't know
I
yet.
have no idea. I mean, considering the price of
You're
steel.
talking about like HDP pipes on the ends and then galvanized grating,
Yeah.
like Piswak put in a lot of their facilities or.
They've moved away from them because it was hard to repair and
Oh, yeah.
kind of a pain.
They moved away from that?
Yeah. Yeah,
I thought that's what their new ones were.
No, they got these new ones called the Wave Masters, and they're a little bit different.
Right, they don't have the pipe, but they have like a float every once in a while,
Mhm,
right? But
yeah.
still the galvanized grating,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
that's right, the Wave Masters.
Yeah, I mean, there are other options. I mean, I brought it up to Mark Keller, which, is the project manager right now, is that everything on the north side, if you look at it, it's, well, pressure treated, which is not real good stuff anyways, for the environment. But the glue lam whalers are all creosote impregnated. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to get a $2 million loan to pull all the pilings out and then go back and put docks that have creosote in them that sit in the water, so. But, there's a lot of other options out there, I think. So we'll see. When we send out the RFP, it's gonna be, hopefully, we're gonna get a ton of different designs with different ideas, better ways to do it. So,
Okay.
yeah, so,
I'd say do it right the first time.
no, I agree.
The second time. Do it right the second time.
Yeah. We don't wanna do this more than once, at least while we're alive.
I want it something that can be designed to last for the next 150 years, not 30.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can build it all out of stainless.
Price of steel, stainless is almost the same price.
Hey, Tony, I was just curious, who came up with the timeline?
Mark Keller.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it, just seems like looking at the schedule and stuff, like it could pretty easily go into the summer. It seems like it's pretty ambitious to get all that stuff done on time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we agree. Yeah. We think it's very aggressive.
Yeah.
But does he have a contingency when it bumps into,
Well, we basically told them that it was at the worst case scenario, I guess, like maybe electrical's not all in or water or something like that, which is not a huge deal. But cutoff is like mid-April. I mean, docks have to be in and done. You're gonna have little, punch lists and stuff like that, but, so. He thinks we can, projects he's done, he's seen it done, if we can start it October, and everything's basically getting here. We're starting to pull piles and all that, and stuff showing up regularly on barges, we can do it. He says 4 months, so. Yeah. This is my first go-around on one of these, and I don't know. I'm kind of taking what the experts are telling me, so, but yeah. And we've made it clear to even R&M that by no means are we not having a harbor during fishing season, so. Yeah, it's tough to do work just on gill net openers. Like, oh, they're gone, now get over there and put 2 piles in and leave, Yeah, so, especially in the beginning of it.
Yeah, but worst case scenario, you can trailer in between openers out of the North Fill.
A lot of trailers. 500 gill netters trailer on.
A lot of them already trailer.
Yeah, so. But. Yep.
Well, yeah, it's, it'd be pretty busy down there if it was this time next year. They're going like that. All right, our next item is B, discussion on future harbor and facility projects 5 to 30 years out.
So on this, we don't need to get super far into it, but if we can get some ideas, and then I can start every once in a while, put them on paper, because I'm working with the planner, trying to put together, we would like to do a comprehensive waterfront plan. We did look at Valdez's. They spend a lot of money on theirs, but they do have a pipeline, so we would like to get one together, if we can get one and get one going, so we'll have ideas to throw on it and throw to those public meetings for comprehensive plan and stuff, so. Because I think we really need one, because we tend to be pretty wishy-washy, I mean.
I mean, they won't even listen to it anyway, though.
Well, Yeah, I know, but, I mean,
We have a pretty good 2019 comprehensive plan, and
Still there, and
it's,
none of it's
nobody
done.
even brings it up at council meetings, so.
the 2008 one had a restaurant and a hotel out on the breakwater fill, and we didn't do that, so.
Well, most of it you talked about.
Case in point.
Some Connex boxes.
So, but it would be nice to get some idea, especially if we move over and start doing the north side of the harbor, whether we do commercial spaces or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I would like to see, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I would like to see us pursue a floating fuel dock where the Science Center building is. I would like to see sheet pile and backfill on both sides of the harbor to increase parking and possible commercial space leases. And
Maximize water use by dredging up to those sheet piles.
Yeah.
Maximize
One of those plans has that
upland
all
use.
in it though, doesn't it?
what's that?
I thought I seen plans where all that was in one plan.
Well, yeah, we have,
But it's still in the five,
It's
I
in
think
our
it's in that
conceptual
5-year,
drawings, but it's not in our master plan.
for the, especially for the other harbor.
I think our master plan calls for stalls in that corner, like dredging and stalls. That was what our master plan said. We haven't updated that since 2013.
and we have a few times, but it's probably not online updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there ever been talk of moving the harbor master building or offices onto the fill lot?
Only when people didn't want a hotel and a restaurant out there.
That's just the case.
What fill lot?
Where the Science Center would.
Out there. I got you.
I think that having,
Up on top instead of below it.
I think that having businesses out
Almost.
there is a better use of it than putting a government office out there.
It's a great view, but my issue with doing it, as much as I like where it would be, is that we would have to move all our operation over there. So we have 24,000 gallons of used oil sitting.
It's not the best spot.
Right, you know, I mean,
Not enough room.
you know, Connex is just not gonna be pretty unless we have 2 pieces of land that we're taking up as prime real estate, so. Yeah, I would just like to someday when we get done doing this, is go up a level with the one we have.
That's what I was just gonna suggest. I think that would be the best
So
option.
we have a better view of the harbor, or
A lot
harbor
easier.
hydraulics.
Pretty much what all the other harbors have done.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Look down. Oh, yes, I see you
yeah.
meandering
'Cause,
around.
you know, at high tide, you
Go-
can't see
Turn around,
all
go
those
back.
container mass and everything else, you can't see anything. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's a great spot, but
Is that something we would want to add to a plan like
Yeah,
that, is
I
go
would
up a
say-
level on the harbor
Yeah.
master?
Well, that we
Definitely
have
need-
more usable space
Yeah.
with the foundation that's already there. I mean, that's a pretty,
Have we given up on doing our warehouse?
not giving up, but money-wise, you know, it's not there. But if we can, I don't know if we can find a grant for it or something, but we've been focused. so
well,
much
it can
on-
certainly be on our long-term plan.
Right, no, I agree.
mean, 2-story office
I wonder if there's a way to incorporate an office with a warehouse,
support.
like,
2 stories and one
you know?
warehouse underneath. all.
Well, already it's got the only heated garage space, the bathrooms and the office. So, I mean, there would be more space if you moved the office up for prep, I don't know, different things. Or,
Must be get kind of busy in the summer.
Could the office get another garage? It probably could get another garage door, and then you'd have a 2-bay garage and then an office on top. Something.
I don't. There's always plans. You can always look at them, so yeah. But
so we got the sheet pile both sides. We got the 2-story office, warehouse, shipyard expansion.
yeah,
Sure.
Adding another ramp.
somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't, that would be more friendly for landing crafts especially, since we're losing our landing craft business to other places, seems like.
One thing,
Go ahead.
one thing that I was thinking would be nice, that we talked about before, doing like some culverts or something to increase the or overlapping flat pile or something in the breakwater to, just seems like the harbor doesn't circulate very well since we did change the breakwater and stuff a few years
We'd have to
ago.
get Army Corps to do that, but yeah, because they own it.
Increase
And when they
flushing.
were here inspecting it, they said not a chance.
It seems like this, like earlier this year, there was like more, I don't know if it's because they were dumping more snow into the harbor or if it was because there was less flow, but it just seemed like it was just surprising how quick it was freezing up and stuff down there with just all the, fresh water and slush, but, it just doesn't circulate out like it used
I mean,
to.
that wasn't too bad this year. I remember they're taking Janelle and breaking through ice that thick. All the boats and all the small boats, the ball pickers, they weren't going anywhere. They were frozen. None of them. You had to get out to the face of the harbor.
And that was because most of the storm drains used to go into the harbor, right? And now they have been rerouted.
Yeah, it's not so much ice as there used to be.
Sounds like Valdez on a regular.
I mean, in the wintertime when it got cold, you didn't move. You're in a harbor. You had to watch your bilge pumps sit and freeze and all that stuff.
Man, mine froze this year. I had to go down and thaw it.
Yeah, it used to be real bad down there. Hop on your boat and didn't even rock,
Sounds like Valdez. If you don't want it to flow around your way, you put a submersible pump down in front. Some people have that, and then that provides enough.
Oh,
And
keeps the moist water.
yeah, they got a little buffer right around their boat. That's it's only like that far, but the ice isn't touching it.
That's smart.
But when I was coming through with the tug, I would see boats a ways away, like lurch as the plate I was
Right.
breaking hit.
push
And I'm
them,
like,
yeah.
ugh, might be getting more business than I want. Careful.
Yeah, Tom Purtle out. a couple
They're
of
thick.
Breaking the ice up.
Yeah.
Tide
I know at freshwater lakes,
Freshen.
they do the bubbler
raise up,
system
it's
all the
good, and
time.
then it comes down and
Knocks.
it squeezes everything.
Yeah.
We're not gonna invest in bubblers.
Nope. Gotta get a guy out there with a big ice pick,
Yeah.
chopping ice.
The one
They
idea.
used to run the skiff, the harbor guys would run the skiff and break all the ice out.
I would like to see us add,
over there in Valdez.
upgrade the lift size at the shipyard as a potential future project. Or widen the dock, or both. I know we have guys who like to haul out and can't.
Why do all your projects cost so much money, Kenny?
So on
They would have just done it right the first time.
Hey, I know.
on a cost a lot of money project, but I think that we discussed it quite a bit a while ago, and seemed like the community was generally in favor, was increasing the length of the south fill. So not filling in on the sides of it. Well, nobody's against sheet pile on the harbor side of it and making more use there, but going out further seemed like that was generally.
Out to the
We had
Which is,
In 2017,
bunch of meetings.
when President Trump was talking about an infrastructure plan.
oh, the
there was-
Southville, okay,
There
yeah.
was a South Fill expansion.
Yep.
Talked about.
Yeah.
There was
For some
also in
reason I thought you said
2013, we
Northville.
had
So, yeah,
South Fill.
yeah. I mean, 50 acres, that one?
Yeah,
Whatever, it was,
And then you have that channel there, you're right up against the other.
that would probably be a good one for 30 years from
Which
now.
way you pointing there now? Which is south and north?
Harbor Master's office is here
Okay, you're going up towards
in the harbor.
west then, kinda.
Basically out where the polar bear used to be.
There's actually a deep
We have a-
channel, like, right.
Yeah, we had a whole conceptual drawing made up by P&D
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
That was where you went out to that channel and then down.
That, I think, is still a good idea.
It is a
Yeah,
great
you
idea.
could- You could have canneries in the waterfront place right there where you can get
That,
big
that,
boats and
there's a nice deep
stuff.
channel that runs, or you could have a lot more land and
Already dredged.
more access to. Yeah, it's already dredged.
It's already there.
Yeah, if any pie in the sky infrastructure money comes down from this latest, work that everything, and from DC, that would be a good project to put it towards.
That's the Southville expansion, we
Yep.
call
You
that.
don't mean expand the harbor, you just mean fill in.
No, expand the harbor too.
Before we had it figured out, you had that brake router swung all the way out.
Yeah.
Then you had it dredged inside there.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't gain a bunch of land that way, you just gain more harbor.
No, you gain a ton of land with the plan that we had.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's 50, the city
It was
got
like-
50 acres.
Yeah, it was like 60 million bucks or something.
Yeah, the whole job.
72.
And that was, you know,
While
5 years
back.
ago. So
Yeah.
100 million now.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
It would be nice. I think the only opposition there is some people who were concerned about the bird habitat.
Yeah, but they were actually, it seemed like they were, if we weren't gonna be messing with this habitat over here and we weren't messing with we're kind of in everybody's view shed, but not right in people's face. There was people that were worried. Reggiani really wanted to fill this way. And these houses are like, whoa, hey, you guys, all those buildings are close enough. And we have this waterfront land and it's certainly a good argument. But I don't remember too much about straight out. Like, I remember the bird people thinking, yeah, lost habitat is habitat, but they were kind of like, but that's not the best. This is more of the,
Well, it's dry for longer, so the birds can eat for longer.
it's more of the in-between habitat that they were looking for. Anyways, that out there is not that, I mean,
That's when we were planning to get the Coast Guard ships out there parked.
That might,
right, we had that came actually like 2 years after or something like that. We rehashed those plans again, but I remember at one point we were having pretty regular meetings and roundtable discussions and stuff with lots of
Then it
people,
was
lots of
52
input.
million for the whole harbor. Now we got 30 on this little bit we're doing. Or 35 probably, by the time we're done with it.
And that was pretty, it was pretty well received. Like, I don't remember, I just don't remember, seems like in Cordova, you usually get 50% of the people are for it and 50% against it, but I just don't remember. I remember it being, and I still think it's a good idea, because it's just like, it gets towards that deep channel. You could have a nice, wharf, lots of tie-up. Pretty protected over there versus this side in the north. And
yeah, no, I'd definitely be in favor of having that as a future priority.
You could work in a place to put another boat launch out there or something too.
yeah. Especially you start looking at the backside of
Yeah.
it over here,
Kinda
you know,
cut it out
like,
a corner
yeah,
or something.
or some at the edge or something.
Mark that channel and cut in, dredge it in a little bit.
It would
Yeah.
still be a lot more protected than like the north boat launch anyways.
Way more.
Yeah, as well as mining craft.
Should we put on here the 3-stage rebuild and more cranes? Or,
well, we're working on that one, so.
I mean,
yeah.
it's currently happening.
Right.
So that could be
Yeah.
like a 0 to 2 year, or, yeah, I guess you were on it 5 to 30 years out.
So like my list, I put things
Well,
on there that I've already done so I can cross
We
it.
have now,
It looks better.
drive down dock, there's a 1 crane on there or 2?
They actually have 3 on the drive down we want to put in.
Yeah.
I think it says 3 on that, but I think that's a little overkill.
So you
Got the
get
North Harbor on that
plenty of
list?
cranes.
That's what they have in Valdez is 3, I think.
But I was
And they got 2.
wondering if they're big enough to hold, lift anything.
Oh, yeah.
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 1,500 pounds.
One I think would be at the north ramp. It's a
What about-
small breakwater.
Most of these diesel engines are 50.
Small breakwater at the north ramp.
I think would make it a lot better.
Well, while we're talking about that, why don't we buy that land from Copper River
I
and
was just
fill
gonna
it
say,
in?
we'll put in the Beetle Harbor then.
The Beetle Harbor, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking fill it.
Oh, fill it.
Ask them what they want for it.
Robert always is
Yeah.
good for that. Put in a breakwater, buy that land.
Last time I asked Scott about it, he said he'd consider it as long as the city could assure him that we wouldn't sell it to another processor.
Well, that seems legit.
It's not a deal I'd make.
As the city?
Because I don't think you can do that. Make those kind of
You
deals.
can't assure somebody that? Huh.
I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying that.
No, you could grant somebody first right of refusal to buy it back if you ever go to sell it, though.
Well, put it
I mean,
on our
there's
list there.
restrictions on land all the
We
time.
can
Stuff we
do
sold
a
the Science Center was deed restricted for science use.
Copper River
Yeah,
seafood.
not by us though,
No,
by the person that gave it to the city.
right.
Land acquisition.
Whatever happened with that, brewery? Is that Bill thinking about leasing this old science center?
I'm not
The
sure.
city
what
council
they're-
took no action on that.
Oh, okay, that's what
I think they might be looking for something in a shorter term that,
That's what I was wondering. I heard
long-
they got their liquor permit.
They got the license
Yeah.
and they're currently searching for a location.
Last I heard, they were looking at that building and I didn't hear anything.
right, so it left us, went to city council, and city council said
They referred it back to staff.
no action.
Yeah.
They didn't give them the go-ahead.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was wondering.
The issue council had with that is that offering up a 5 to 7 year lease, you know, we don't even know what the condition of the building is and what we're gonna do with it or what, you know.
Same problems we had with it.
Right, yeah. So they pretty much, they want staff to come up with ideas or, you know, an estimate to get rid of it, move it, which moving it to me is not an option, at least not in one piece. So,
Well, it depends how much dynamite you use.
well, I mean, yes, it can be cheap, but not environmentally cheap.
Get a good high water and cut the piling out from under it.
Yeah.
Load it up.
That's the problem, is if you tear it down, it's gonna be expensive too, because you can't drop everything into the water, you know.
You'd have to do like they did over at,
Yeah, you have to get a barge to bring it over and then lift it and carry it back off and take it to the landfill, and I bet that would be pretty expensive.
Match is cheap.
I agree, but I'm not in charge of that.
Well,
Well, you wouldn't pull the.
Fuel
dock
Dock
anyway.
wants to go in there, they could help supply a little.
Well, that was what I was gonna suggest is, let's just put it out for proposals as is, and whoever wants it can deal with it.
Yeah, it's part of the
The
deal.
grid and that dock would be staying there though.
Yeah, we get rid of the grid. Won't hurt anyone's.
No, I mean,
can't
sell
get
it to
rid of
Shoreside and
the
they can
grid.
tear it out.
No.
You and like 4 other people use it.
Well, if we're looking at this from a business point of view, that grid is in direct competition with our moneymaker, the shipyard, and needs to be removed.
No,
Mike, no.
no way.
Yeah, it's very few people that use that grid.
I mean, it's like, oh, you could pay us $1,500 to haul your boat, or you could do it for $50.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense as
I
a
think.
business
for our
point of
fi-
view.
One thing we need to add to our 5 to 30 year plan is to fix up our grids,
That was an S. Grids.
both of them.
I do not see the worth in repairing that one over there.
This one over here looks pretty good,
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah,
over there.
yeah.
I don't really see
Sounds-
that. Nothing is changing with that in our plan, right?
Nope.
It's kind of,
I think doing any work on the grids is gonna be.
so we
really
have
tough to get
that
past the
galvanized
EPA.
grading
Mhm.
along there. How long has that been there?
Been there since they put it in 85, 4? The picture I have is I'm building it in 83 in my office, that grid.
That
I'm guessing
all
that's how
looks-
long that grading's been there, I don't know.
Like,
I don't know if they've
all
upgraded it
looks-
since then, but
Looks good.
it's high enough up, doesn't get a lot of wear and tear on it.
It's still
Much
dragging anything
shoveling?
across it.
None,
Not really a problem, huh?
yeah.
You don't fall on it.
Could skin your knee. Not really, just kind of cheese grater. Okay, so we got fuel dock, sheet pile on both sides, 2-story office support, warehouse, shipyard expansion, landing craft ramp, increased flushing of the harbor, travel lift upgrade, Southville expansion, copper seafood and land acquisition. We've spent some money.
Airbag ramp for larger vessels if we can't upgrade the lift.
Yeah,
I don't know if there's ever a spot for that, but
there would be a spot. Pretty much just a shallow beach. Works good. It's nice to have some width so you can drag the bags back around. Gone and watched them do it a few times.
If we could expand the shipyard, it'd be easy to put a ramp in then,
Right.
because you're not taking up any space with it. I mean, you've already,
And you could
Increase
sell
your
it as a
space.
We would have to do.
multi-sport kayaks and things like that could use
I think
it.
if we put one there, we would have to do a concrete ramp though, so it didn't get washed out by the north wind.
that would be your only issue, yeah.
We couldn't
I agree.
gravel.
Yeah, or tuck it in or something, but yeah. Yep.
You mean going straight north?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go north with it, yeah. Because there's 10, 20 acres over there, something like that, the city owns.
20 of that? Isn't that what they were talking a while back and filling
I am
in?
in full support of that idea, Tony.
I think it's a great idea. Just find someone to fill it for us.
Had somebody talk about it, but never did.
Yeah, well, because
The city
It was
wasn't
the
playing ball.
LNG facility thing. that
Also
was-
had another academy project.
Yeah,
yeah.
but then they said, buy it for fair market value and buy the rock from us and then you can give us half.
right.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna do it.
No. Or like, give you the mud flat, give you the fill, and then we get 20%, 30%.
And we get all the taxes off.
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad deal.
And we get all the, we retain the quarry, which once you mine it out, there's a bunch of land there for the city too.
Yeah, you gain land by doing it on both sides.
Yeah.
Yep.
And would we be quarrying it from directly across the street?
You could, or you take it from the quarry down by the burn pile. But yeah, I mean, I would love for it to come from
Yeah, I
across
was
the
gonna say, 'cause
street,
then we could,
because then you get
Yeah,
that
that
uplands,
area.
which you could put a building over there at some point, which we've talked
And
to.
does our quarry go all the way to like CEC? The city's
Yeah.
quarry there?
No, it does not. Greg Meyer owns some of that,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep. But,
And they're gonna dig back in that hillside quite a ways, fill that in. but-
as far as they want, if they're gonna build this land,
Well, I just didn't know who owned the property back.
yeah.
there.
Greg Meyer owns the south end of it, I guess, with his, I think there's some pilings and stuff there. And then he owns some up top.
Oh, okay, he's the one that put all the pilot in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
anybody got any other long-term projects?
Restore E-float.
E-float. Oh, that was the little.
We were
bug
actually
that
talking
came
about
off.
that the other day, looking at
Yeah.
that. so.
That wasn't that long ago they had that. They built a new harbor.
Came out of there in 2005.
It doesn't seem too long to me.
It doesn't seem that long ago, but it was.
Yeah.
17 years.
Yeah.
Goes by pretty quick.
Just somewhere where we could fit larger vessels in the harbor. So I think we can get a couple with doing the T method, and then if we could get that back in, we should be able to fit at least 400 or 500 footers. That's a lot of moorage and just, I mean, the
Well, and
benefits
if
of
our-
having a 100-foot steel boat in town doing maintenance with our local contractors is a big deal.
Well, we could attract local contractors.
We're gonna need
too.
someone to do it.
More local contractors to do all the other stuff, wiring and, you're right, they're big projects. They spend a lot of money.
Yeah,
Um,
everything on a big tender is orders of magnitude more than it is on a seiner, and a seiner's orders of magnitude more than it is on a bow picker, so.
And with our upgraded G float, we'll be able to take some overwintering of bigger boats there, right?
Yeah, we should be able to, yeah. I mean, it's built hella
Yeah.
stout, so.
But the stalls are still only 60 feet in that one design, but we still don't have the final design.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that one face is.
But I just think of like when you go into Homer, how they're just like, for the winter, it's stacked in there. Anyways, they're paying, they're all paying.
The place I seen in Hoover was
If
they're
you
all
have the,
pulled out on the beach.
right now, if we did that, we'd
Yeah.
take out the rest, but the facility could take it. Come on in, tie up. Stack them up like Russians in the summer.
Earl, brother worked over there in Homer last summer, yeah. They built a new lift, and then they got right across the road, they have this big lot, and that's twice as big as the harbor. Everything's out on the land. Guy owns the property, and he has a lift, and he lifts everything out of the water, I mean, 50 footers, 40, you know.
Yeah, their shipyard's a
Yeah.
private shipyard. And they've got 3 travel lifts.
Yeah, they're set up for it, and then they built their lifts thing twice the size it was, so they can bigger boats in there. But I didn't even notice their harbor, small boat harbor very much.
And then they have they can airbag pull really big boats on the spit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, on the inside of the spit.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Yep, well,
I mean, it's slow, takes a tide, but you got them. You know. Okay. Larger vessel accommodations has been added. Is that all we got?
We can always think of more.
never thought of
You
it.
don't have to think of them all.
How about
tonight.
we bring them up next meeting?
Yep,
If we
think of
about-
something.
I think that's a pretty good list.
It's a huge list. I mean, when it comes to money, but
Paid for it all, yeah.
you can always put it in the books.
Okay, so that takes us back to audience participation and commission comments. Next meeting agenda items.
Oh, I do have one thing though.
Go ahead.
So Mark Keller and Robin Wright are gonna be, I think, the April meeting. I can't remember for sure at the council. I'll send an email out in case you guys want to attend or listen to it or whatever. But they'll be here to talk about the project. We should be a little further along by then. And then also, Robin we'll talk to probably the marine mammal side of things. So, but I'll let you guys know on that one. So I'm gonna write it down to remind myself, but
Can we make sure that all the pilings in the new harbor have the little cones on top so the seagulls don't sit up there and poop on you?
yeah.
Cool.
Our eagles are even worse.
Okay.
Kinda like the wood ones, so I can stick a nail in them and hang my net on them, and
Yeah.
metal ones are kinda tough.
Big magnets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
big magnet, yeah.
Go up in a weld or a weld nut.
Fishing magnet, put it on there.
Big, yeah, one of those big fishing magnets.
They used to be pretty handy. You see all them piling down there, have nails stuck about every 8 feet. When the tide goes up and down, you always got a nail.
What about stainless pile hoops?
The what?
Stainless pile hoops.
Don't rush off. Plastic.
It'd be nice if they were built into the concrete.
I like that they're, when they got that nice big UHMW or HDP collar in there, that looks like, I'm like, oh yeah, that'll last a long time. Won't take the coating off on the galvanized pile. All right, Max, you want to start the comments?
Yeah, I wasn't here at the last meeting, but you guys discussed a lot more of this, but it sounds like it plan's good. I mean, got stuff started, especially with this, if this works, you know, it's, if nothing is, because one thing stops and everything else stops, so you gotta, that's the only thing I worry about is the way everything's around here work, everything seems to take a lot longer. Kinda like when the science center said they're gonna have everything done in a year, and we changed our mind and said, go at least 3 more before you move out of that building. They're finally getting close. I hope it's all come, this would be great if it can be done by 23.
Yeah, I have my doubts.
Yeah, so, good plan.
No need to be
Yeah, that's what I
negative.
think.
We don't have the environmental permits yet.
Okay, I'm done.
Kenny?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming out. Good ideas, and it's cool to see full participation in person again
Yeah.
and without masks.
I know the harbor is a functional space, but it would be nice in these long-term planning or long-term daydreaming ideas to think about beautification as well. You know, the community spends a lot of time in the harbor, and interpretive signs would be a really nice thought. Park space would be a welcome element for the community. I know there's a lot of moms, wives, etc., that spend time in the harbor waiting for the fleet to come home. So that would be a consideration for long-term planning in the harbor.
I took pictures of the ones in Petersburg. I really like their interpretive signs. It shows how the different boats use their gear, and it's just really.
I think we talked about that as part of this project.
Well, we have to do a certain 1% of art.
Sure.
So, and I did talk to Helen about it, is that interpretive signage would be something that we could do.
Yeah, right
would
on
be
top
good.
of the sheet pile with a nice boardwalk.
Yeah,
And
you
we
know,
talked about expanding.
Signs
that.
here and there, different boats, different work.
It wasn't in that picture, but at one point we had talked about putting in a couple food truck stalls and a green belt with a couple picnic tables next to the Fisherman Memorial when we sheet pile out in front of it. You know, that way we wouldn't have to move that memorial.
Right.
I thought that was a really good idea,
It's
but I agree with you.
just figure the city or the harbor control all that uplands, that's it.
I mean, just from a fisherman's perspective, it'd be nice to be able to like walk up and go have lunch with my kids right there.
I
You
don't
know,
know. You start building things and the city says, no, we want to put something there. Or not like we're against the city, but you gotta make sure when we put something in that they're on board with it.
Right. They understand it's part of a plan. We've
Yeah.
got a use for that space. I agree.
I thought it was cool to see the timeline, and I just hope that it is realistic for them to get stuff done that fast. That would be awesome, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a, but boy, it would be nice if we only had, if we get it all done in one winter. And not drag like a half completed thing out. So I would be, if it was not looking like all the pieces were gonna be there, is to not even start until, like, stage it and then go the next winter, if that's an option.
Yeah, no, it would be a commitment that when we start, we finish. Yeah. Unless we do like 2 phases and don't pull those other docks out and, yeah,
Right,
right.
which
Yeah,
wouldn't.
we're not gonna
be
remove everything
efficient,
and be like, well, you know, we'll get to it.
Which wouldn't be as efficient, but
Make a few people unhappy.
yeah, but you know, if they had everything sitting here and waited until September or, you know, October 1st to demo, you'd actually be 2 months earlier
yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
and you'd be able to get it done quicker.
Yeah, well, thanks everybody for being here. Motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Guess we're adjourned.